Welcome back, everybody. This is That Brown Bat, and in this episode of Mod Messin, we are going to take a look at 13 more hidden worlds in Disney Infinity 3.0. So, without further ado, let's get to it. The first one we're going to check out is the Missions Hub. And if you've seen that on the screen, it is going to show you what folder to find it in. Some of you all seen this in the 10-year anniversary for Disney Infinity. And what this seemed to be was a prototype for different types of categories in the game. Probably something that would have been in the Toy Box Hub. Nevertheless, it never made it to the game. But if you go into Spark mode, you're able to see this right here. If you can get it to stay over there. Let's try that again. Yeah, it's all prototype stuff. Can't grab onto the ledges or anything. Now I thought maybe I'm wrong. I thought that opened up. I was wrong. There's no collision on it. Alright, so boring, right? Alright, let's find that big old city right over here. So what this looks like to me is the city or New York from the Avengers playset. I could be mistaken, but that's what it looks like. So let's get a car. And let's drive around for a little bit.
Nice. Count me in.
No! Alright. This one is it's the intro to Toy Box Speedway, I believe. So how do you get a Sky Dome if there's no Sky Dome? Well, you put a Sky Dome in there. And I am just going to, I'm not using Mickey's, I'm just going to use the Castle Sky, because I think the shadows are better in this. But yeah, you can race along track here. And explore. Now, if I remember correctly, you couldn't go everywhere in there, and they're just barricaded off. And then this, it's going to fly over here because there's nothing there. However, all right, and of course no Sky Dome, so let's bring one in. So this is pretty much the same track, but there's a couple differences. One, the water actually has collision, and we can drive on it. Until we hit the end. Alright, let's try not to go off the cliff. And here's that same bridge that we found last time, but if you go over it this time, in this toy box, oh, there's something there. And there's the castle. But you can't reach the castle because we're going to hit a wall here. That is the end of the toy box. Yeah, that happens sometimes. So you have to pretty much start a level with somebody that can fly in order to get past that.
I'm ready when you are.
So you have to be on the ground. This one's a little tricky. You have to be on the ground in order to open up the ribbon in order to get a sky changer. And all right, so this town, this toy box or world, preloaded world or whatever, if I'm not mistaken, this is the intro to the Inside Out intro for Disney Infinity, where Anger and Joy had to climb, but this is just like the skeleton of it. So we fly around, get a gander at it. You're like, oh, can you go into those? No, there's no, they're not solid. The only thing solid is where we were. And that has barriers around it, so it's just neat to see it in there and actually walk around in it.
I'm ready when you are.
Now, some of these have no place to land at all. So how do you get a sky dome? You get your hex discs and pick one. So this, what is in the, oh, some kind of barrier. But these are actually the files called row houses. But that's what that is. And it's from Inside Out. I'm pretty sure there's images of these in some of the 2D levels. And that's probably why there's nothing behind it at all. They were just used as images. Which, hey, that's fine by me. Pretty neat. And this is just the Jedi Temple interior. And the elevator actually works and takes us back to the entrance. So in the game, you know, it's supposed to take you to the Council of Masters, whatever they call it. I believe, though, this is not a prototype. I actually believe this is part of the game. Just other files with it complete it. And this is part of the build. We're loading up Massassi.
I'm here. Come on.
And now we're going to have to find a place to land our character. Which I think we have to go way out here. And you can hear that that noise there. And what that noise is, you can see right there, things loading in and falling down into nothingness. That's because this is only a component of the entire world. Yeah, the townspeople loading in. So, one of the things we can do well, if I stick this in here, I'm going to be bound to that. So what I'm going to do, get something small that I can hide. So if you don't know, once you put in a floor, if it's the only floor, you cannot delete it unless there's another floor present. So let's tuck this in here. I did not realize the banthas were falling down there. Well, I'm going to have to put a bigger floor. Yeah, it's all Jabba's. Jabba's stuff. So you'd have to recreate the floor. Now they might load on something solid. Yep, that's where they were. And of course, you could do that for all that if you wanted, or you can just play the game. You can just play the game. This is weird. We're going to show off Han's cargo freighter from Force Awakens. And it shows some weird intro. And it might be how I named it. That might be why we're getting the intro. But you can see the models there. They're actually based on the actual in-game models because Rey is wearing all white and I have her modded to wear all white. Alright, so I just fast forwarded past all that. And what you need to do is find the actual freighter. It's here. It's just one of those things where you have to be in the right spot in order to see it. There. So I don't know what all that's about, but yeah, the level's there. We're in it. There. Now you can save it here. And what I would do is like set up a checkpoint or something like that and save it. So if I save this, I already have one saved, but I'm just going to show you. And then load it. I gather
All right, here we go.
that somewhere out there beneath the pale moonlight is a trigger for the cinematic. But let me show you what I did to the one that I saved previously. If you're wondering why Finn McMissil's there, that's because at one time I had him as Chewie. That's the only reason. Alright, so I have this on a path creator, and I couldn't get it to stay still. So, yeah. So it's doing a little jitterbug. See, it's not 100% complete because it's only a component. I think it's the biggest component of this level. I don't know how to mix, or I don't know how to combine them all to make the complete level. Aside from naming it the way it's supposed to be named, and then it'll say you need to select the character from this toy box or toy set or whatever in order to play it. Anyway, on to the next one. We have the Millennium Falcon's interior. However, we cannot have, we can't find anything to stand on. So what we have to do is you need a flyer, and then you need to put in one of your hex discs for a sky dome. And I wish we had something that we could walk on, because this would be so cool to just make scenes and whatnot. If anybody knows how to access Spark mode without landing, let me know. I would greatly appreciate that. Say, oh, just hit your select button. You can't. You have to be standing on something. But yeah, this beats anything that I've ever made, of course, because it's made for that, right? But just imagine if I could build on this. That's what I would like to do. All right. Any of you that have ever watched Star Trek The Next Generation, like all of them, you remember that episode? Yeah, it was kind of creepy. The Massassi Temple, remember the temple on Yavin 4 from A New Hope? Well, it was also in Rogue One, and this is that. And if you remember, also, I built one of these, a lot bigger than this, and if I were probably to build it today, I would probably do it better. But anyway, you're going to have to bring in your own TIE Fighter, X-Wing in here as well, because those are just props that you can actually well, it actually does have physics, but yeah, the other kind. All right, so you could actually save this, and you could actually put a path creator on here to make an elevator. All right, let's check it out. Oops. All right, now let's try it. Hopefully I don't get clipped. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna get clipped. All right, in real life that would have broke it. All right. And yeah, that's what we need path graders for. There. We need a flyer here in order to see exactly what it is. Obi-Wan Kenobi's home interior. It's his the interior of his home from Rise Against the Empire. Again, if somebody knows how to go to spark mode with nothing to stand on, let me know in the comments. All right, and as a bonus feature here, the Mon Calamari Star Cruiser interior from Rise Against the Empire, which was briefly shown with Admiral Akbar. So there's nothing there, really. All right, and last but not least, Star Destroyer interior from Force Awakens. Used in the cutscene with Imperial Officer and Kylo Ren. But really, it can be used for any Star Destroyer scene. Now, we only have collision on the main walking entrance. You probably want some sky here. And of course, it's better than the toy box that I made years ago. However, we have that problem. And we also have this problem. So what you can do is use barrier blocks and things like that, like this. And now, oh, I have a, oops, I didn't want to do that. I have this hooked up to a camera. Not that I wanted to do that. So, oh, why? I had stairs, right, at an angle, but the stairs must have gotten messed up. As they do sometimes when you put things on angles and load up a toy box after saving it. But yeah, I had a staircase in there, but not everything has collision, and because it's compacted together, I wanted the camera in here. But when you go over here, of course, I have the camera off. Then when I jump out of there, I have the camera go back on. Yes, you can block all this off as best you can, or just use it for a cinematic scene, which really is all it's good for, is cinematics. Even though I did do a Toy Box Rumble in my version. So if you know of any hidden worlds that you want me to cover on the next installment of this, let me know in the comments below, and I will look at them and see if I can get them. But you're going to have to tell me where they're at, because I might not know. If you just say do this one, I might not know the location of it in the file. So if you show me where the file is, boom, I might be able to do it. Somebody said there's a Cars racetrack from 1.0. I can't find it, so that's what I'm talking about. I don't know where everything is, but if you would like me to showcase something, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. All right, so until next time, remember to keep on building, keep on modding, and to keep on messing around.
Mod Messin, 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 Mod Messin. Thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget to give me a like before you click out. And also, if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do it now! And click the bell icon if you want to know what I'm up to before I even know what I'm up to, because it helps you see into the future. And I just made that up. Until next time, this is That Brown Bat reminding you to keep on building.